Hi, I'm Terri Reynolds, Managing Partner of Levitate Legal and Consulting, where we specialize in helping local governments and nonprofits secure federal, state, and philanthropic funding. Today, I want to take a minute and share my top 5 tips on how to prepare to secure federal funding in light of a presidential administration shift like we're experiencing right now, from President Biden's Democratic priorities to President Trump's Republican priorities. So my first tip is to understand the shift in priorities. Every administration has priority policies. So in President Biden's administration, there was a big emphasis on clean energy, infrastructure, and equity-based programs. What we saw in President Trump's previous administration was a focus on economic growth, law enforcement, and border security. So now is the time to really anticipate what those priorities will be for this administration and shift and align your goals of your organization accordingly. My second tip is to really take another look at your strategic plan. So think about the strategic goals of your organization. Are they flexible enough to where they can be shifted to align with the current administration's goals? Let me give you an example. If you've previously had a focus on, let's say, climate resiliency, is there flexibility to keep that same program but to focus the shift on economic and community impact, which is more in alignment with what the priorities of this administration will be? My third tip is to make sure you're building relationships with key stakeholders. So Republican administrations really tend to emphasize state and local control. That means that support from your state agencies, your U.S. congressional delegation, and even relationships with those federal offices where you're seeking that funding will be very important. Their buy-in will be crucial as these programs start to change direction with this new administration. My fourth tip is to take this time to really audit your grant readiness. Do you have your financials in place? Do you have a list of federal and state funding that you successfully handled? Are you really having a strong grasp on your priority projects and programs? And do they have measurable outcomes and results and budgets tied to them? A lot of things change when we have a shift in power, but one thing that doesn't change is that anyone that's evaluating these grant proposals really want to make sure that you have a thought out proposal and that you have the capacity to deliver good outcomes and results. So my fifth and final tip is to stay agile and informed. These funding priorities and funding announcements can shift really quickly, especially during the first year of an administration. So making sure you're staying up to date on federal announcements for grant opportunities and other federal funding opportunities, and also staying up to date on federal guidance will be the key to giving yourself a competitive edge. Thanks for listening. At Levitate Legal and Consulting, we are here to help our clients navigate these changes and position their organizations for success. So follow us for more insights, and let's go see some funding opportunities together.